So we're looking at the Notre-Dame-de-Bonsecours chapel in Old Montreal with La Grande Rue just to the left, and then further left we have the super hospital, the CHUM as they call it, Centre Hospitalier de l'Université de Montréal, if I remember correctly. Excusez-moi. Just clearing the throat a little bit. So the sun is up a little higher. You can see it lighting up the tops of the clouds. I'm hoping to get an alignment with the sun coming down behind the statue of Mary, which we can see there. But I have a feeling it's still a little too far to the north to get that alignment tonight. I think it's going to be a few days down the road a bit. You never know. I'm going to wait for the sun to set. It might set there, but I have a feeling it's going to set a little off to the right in the frame when it finally does get down to the same level as the statue of Mary. I could change my position to a lower position, which might actually make a difference. But I'm not sure I can do that in the time available right now, so I think I'm better off staying where I am. The moon rose behind me, but it didn't rise with any interesting landmark alignment. I suppose I could have gone looking for one, but I obviously can't do both because the moon's basically 180 degrees behind me, away from the sun. So I can't really get the sunset and the moonrise with a good alignment at the same time. It's not impossible. Oh, there goes a little seagull. That was kind of nice. It's not impossible, you know, that I could find a spot where I had a nice alignment with the setting sun facing west and a good alignment with the moon rising in the east, but that would take a bit of doing. And this is I wouldn't say it's totally off the cuff, but you know, I didn't do any major calculations. I actually rarely do any, you know, very precise calculations. I just go by, you know, what I can see and sort of judge things based on that. So we're on the Concord Bridge. It'll vibrate every now and then when a car goes by. Even when a car doesn't go by, it's not super stable. But for now, we're looking with a 400mm lens. It's set to f11, so sort of a couple of stops down from the full aperture. Oh, that was interesting, a seagull or something. And we're just sort of waiting for the sun to come into the frame. It's still a little above the cloud there. I suspect it'll come out below the cloud, assuming the cloud doesn't move that much, somewhat to the right of the Grande Rue there, the Ferris wheel. And just we're getting a bit of vibration, a car going by there. So yeah, it's not the best place to be in terms of a steady, solid platform for the tripod, but you know, if I want the alignment, I pretty well have to be here. The only other possibility is a little strip of land between me and the old port where I could be. But like I said, I think if I went there, like it's another, probably all told, a kilometer of walking, and I just don't think it's conducive to getting there in a reasonable amount of time. So we'll just see what happens here with what we can see. And at least we got the focus pretty well right on. It's not easy, even stop down. a couple of stops, sometimes you can not quite have the focus, but I think, okay, so yeah, so the sun's there, the cloud moved off, and the sun is, as I thought, just to the right of the Ferris wheel. It's kind of washed out, because that's what happens with digital cameras. It's actually burning through the steel of the Grand Rue. There's some people I know who think that there are clouds go behind the sun and the moon, and it's because they're looking at digital video that does this kind of thing, so it creates an illusion, and obviously the Grand Rue is not getting burned through completely by the sun yet. It's the steel trusses, quite solid steel trusses, are pretty hard to see right now. So I've tried explaining this to these people, and they just, I guess they just want to believe what they want to believe, which is true of many people on many issues. They'd rather believe, what they want to believe than what reliable evidence will prove to them if they open their eyes to the evidence. I suppose we're all guilty of that to some extent or another, but I do like to think that I got a pretty firm grip on things. So yeah, all those things floating by, that's from cottonwood. It's the seeds from cottonwood tree floating by, so it adds a nice little atmosphere. Actually, I like that. And as we can see, the sun's coming down. I think I'll adjust the exposure a bit darker. I'll increase the shutter speed to there. We just increased the shutter speed by 2/3 of a stop. We're now at 640 ISO, and we're getting vibration from the wind as well. It's no car passing, but just this little gust of wind is causing a certain amount of vibration. Anyhow, I think I'm going to shut up and take a still photo, and then we'll come back and do a bit more video.